This is Sarah Snell-Cook, Editor-in-Chief of Credit Union Times. And yesterday, the Fed announced its final regulation regarding interchange fee cap. Credit unions have been very concerned about this because there was initially proposed a 12-cent cap on interchange. However, the Fed yesterday announced that it was going to up that to 21 cents plus 5 basis points per transaction. Credit unions are pretty pleased with that, though it's still not enough, as Dylan Shea, NAFCU Associate Director of Regulatory Affairs, pointed out.
But we're still very concerned with it because at the end of the day, we still think it does not actually cover the cost of processing a debit card transaction.
And the cap is not the only concern. The dual system is also a problem.
We're also concerned because we don't think the rule does enough to protect small institutions and implement the small issuer exemption. Under the law and the regulation, any institution with less than $10 billion in assets is exempt. However, there is no actual mechanism to make sure that happens. And we think that over time, that price cap fee is going to end up becoming the industry standard for all institutions, regardless of size.
And here at NAFCU's annual conference, we sat down with some credit union executives to talk to them about what they thought of the interchange fee cap and the dual system. SRP Federal Credit Union CEO Ed Templeton had this to say about the system.
From 12 to 21 obviously is a good thing. That we're having interchange at all is clearly a bad thing. The dual system, there's just no way that is going to work. The merchant on the front side, they're going to eventually say, oh, your institution is less than $10 billion, I don't handle your card. Now what that means to me is they're going to say, SRP member, we don't handle your card. Give us a Wells Fargo, give us a B of A, and we'll take that. But I think the dual system is never, ever going to work. It can't, because the merchant is going to route it the way that they're going to achieve the most. My question to the folks on the Hill is this: would you do me a favor? Would you write me a letter the first time you go to a merchant, and the merchant says, I took 15% off your purchase because I no longer have to pay so much for interchange. The reality here is the consumer is not going to get a penny out of it. The money's going to go from our pockets into the merchant's pockets, all under the banner of consumerism. The biggest farce that's ever been run on the American consumer in years and years.
Darren Rossi, a director at Coastal Federal Credit Union in Raleigh, North Carolina, said this.
Well, I think the increase is going in the right direction, although to me I still don't know if that's the right number yet, but at least the number is growing, which is a good thing. As far as the dual system, I think that's a major miss to not still address that. We're under $10 billion, and I think that that's a key component that is kind of blowing in the wind right now, in my view.
Lisa Steffen, CEO of First Financial Federal Credit Union in New Jersey, had this to say about the government messing with his interchange income.
Well, I think first the 21 cents is not going to really enough for credit union to cover the cost and the fraud. Really, I think the big issue they're really missing is the fraud. If merchants are willing to accept the responsibility of fraudulent transactions, then I think we will do fine with the 21 cents. Unfortunately, that was never discussed. And really, my bigger issue with this interchange is I think the Congress is making a huge mistake because, this country is built on free enterprise, and when you start, doing price adjustment or price caps, you are asking for trouble.
Finally, NAFCU Vice President of Legislative Affairs, Brad Thaler, said the credit unions need to be on guard still for their credit card interchange that the retailers may be going after next.
It's important for credit unions to realize that the fight is not over. The retailers, emboldened by their victory on debit interchange, are surely going to look at trying to go after credit card interchange. The good news for credit unions is that members of Congress are weary of dealing with the interchange issue and are unlikely to want to bring it up again. But you can expect your local merchants will try to educate them on credit cards now and go after them. So from a credit union perspective, it's important to keep up the activism you had on debit interchange, talking to your members of Congress about credit card interchange so the merchants don't get a foothold with elected officials on that issue. From a credit union perspective, we're looking to push in data security and holding merchants more accountable for their data breaches.
And And that is our overview on Interchange today. Thank you for joining us. I'm Sarah Snell Cook, Editor-in-Chief of Credit Union Times, signing off.